Main themes in people's feedback. The Disability Action Plan 2023 to 2024. Consultation document published 18th of July 2023 described work already underway or completed across the UK Government over the previous 12 months, planned work in each UK Government department in the next 18 months and beyond to improve disabled people's lives. 12 proposed areas for action in 4 broad categories. Improving disability inclusion in existing government policies. New actions focused on the specific needs of disabled people. Improving cross-government collaboration. Strengthening the evidence base. Finally, the consultation asked for people's views on the plans as a whole, suggestions for other actions the government should consider to improve disabled people's lives. The consultation ran from 18th July to 6th of October 2023 and was available in a range of accessible formats. Responses were received by email, post, phone, and online survey. Insights and evidence were also gathered through a series of events and meetings during the consultation period. This chapter summarises the 7 main themes in the responses to the consultation questions. It highlights the main policy areas people identified as needing attention from the UK Government. This summary draws on the Disability Action Plan Independent Findings Report, as well as information gathered at events and meetings held during the consultation period. Themes across the consultation. We found 7 themes running through people's responses to the consultation. These were particularly visible in responses to the question asking for views on the proposed action plan as a whole. We have amended our proposals in line with these themes where possible. This has led to 4 new areas of action. The themes have also helped us shape how we plan to fulfil the proposals we made in the consultation. One, policies should be informed by disabled people's experiences. Respondents highlighted the need to involve disabled people in policy development and implementation. They said greater consideration of disabled people's experiences was vital in research, policy development and service delivery. Because of this, we have revised some actions to set out more clearly how we will ensure that disabled people's voices and disabled people's experiences are amplified in the Disability Action Plan. 2. Clear, measurable actions with clear accountability. People consistently said how important it was that the action plan contain clear and measurable actions. They said accountability and timescale should be clear, and approaches centralised and joined up. As a result, we have made actions more specific and concrete where possible, allowing for greater accountability. We have also introduced a new action to provide updates on progress after 6 and 12 months. 3. Consideration of disabled people's financial circumstances and the cost of living. Respondents raised the issue of disabled people's financial circumstances, particularly in the context of the cost of living. They highlighted areas where rising costs were particularly affecting disabled people, They also asked for simpler approaches to getting financial support. The government is already doing work on this, outside of the Disability Action Plan. But we have also revised the plan where possible to take account of these findings. For example, by bringing together information on a range of services for use by families with disabled members, adding a new area of action on the impact of the cost of living on disabled people. 4. Sufficient funding for specific actions. Consultation responses frequently mentioned that policies in the action plan needed adequate funding. Relatedly, respondents said increasing funding for services could resolve many issues faced by disabled people. All actions within this plan have been included, following assessments of how feasible they are to complete. 5. Ensure the inclusion of all disabled people. Many respondents said policy making needed to recognise and respond to disabled people's diverse experiences and needs. There was a particular need to consider a full range of impairment types, including non-visible or learning disabilities. Actions within this plan therefore consider a full range of impairments, proactively involving and considering the needs of a wide range of disabled people with a wide range of impairments will support more inclusive approaches. 6. Improved and accessible communications. About government services and resources. Respondents consistently highlighted the need for better and accessible government information and communications. There was also clear evidence that many people were not aware of work which is already underway. Other responses showed the need to provide information in ways that a wide range of disabled people find accessible. As a result, we have included a new action on accessible, inclusive communications and resources. This commitment is led from the very top, with number 10 making new commitments to further increase the use of British Sign Language, BSL. This aligns with wider work with the Government Communication Service and our networks across government to increase the use of alternative formats where most appropriate, make information more accessible, increase and report on the use of BSL in central government's communications. 7. Equality of opportunity for disabled and non-disabled people. Respondents supported measures that would increase equality for disabled people across all areas of life. Many focused on the need for inclusion and accessibility to be designed in from the start. Some also highlighted potential areas to better support disabled people's rights by changing or enforcing legislation. In every action area, we have considered how we can bring disabled people's experience into the heart of policy making and implementation, embed inclusive design. Where work is already underway, we are working with the relevant teams to bring disabled people into the conversation at strategic points for maximum impact. This will help make sure that actions within this plan lead to real improvements in equality for disabled people. For a fuller explanation of these themes, please find the independent analysis of the Disability Action Plan consultation, published on gov.uk. Views on the overall Disability Action Plan. The final two questions in the consultation asked people for their views about the proposed plan as a whole, what other actions they thought the UK government should consider. Overall, respondents agreed that the actions set out in the consultation document should be taken forward. Many people provided essential insights that have fed into the themes set out above and been used to further develop the final proposals and to suggest several new areas of action. Many respondents criticised the short-term focus of the plan, highlighting the need for longer-term action. However, the Disability Action Plan is only one means by which the government is taking action to improve the lives of disabled people. The Action Plan aims to set out immediate actions, which can either be carried out before the end of this Parliament or can make significant progress within that time period towards a longer-term goal. This Action Plan sits alongside and complements the National Disability Strategy, wider reforms across government, as set out in Chapters 2 and 3 of the Disability Action Plan consultation document. Many of the areas highlighted by respondents where longer-term action is needed are already being addressed or considered, either by work being taken forward in other government departments or through the implementation of the National Disability Strategy. Consultation responses relating to these areas have therefore been shared with the relevant government departments, so that those insights can be considered as those longer-term reform programmes are taken forward. These areas included accessibility in transport and the built environment, financial support, employment and workplace support, health and social care, informal support, education, and disability or accessibility-related legislation. For example, within the area of employment, several respondents and attendees of consultation events highlighted the Disability Employment Charter. Several commitments in the National Disability Strategy relate closely to the Charter, including the EU's commitment to publish the findings of a consultation and next steps on disability workforce reporting. Action in this area is therefore not included in this action plan, but is being taken forward through other ongoing work. For a fuller overview of the UK government's work to better support disabled people, see Chapters 2 and 3 of the Disability Action Plan consultation document and the National Disability Strategy. Disability Unit.